something in the ballpark of 24 hours ago, a volunteer call center script that allegedly was being used by Bernie staffers was leaked to, if I recall correctly, Politico. Here are its contents. So this is what Bernie Sanders supporters are going on the phone to call peeps up about, okay? Here are its contents, you see. And it gives, this is just a section of it. I've seen a larger thing. But this gives like examples on how to respond to people's expressed preferences for a presidential candidate, you know? So if they're leaning Buttigieg, I understand Pete has many admirable qualities as a candidate, but I'd be very concerned that if he became our nominee, he would not be able to beat Trump in the general election. He's not winning over young people or African Americans. Two groups, which or who, really leaving that. That's the Bernie flavor I like to see. That non-prescriptivist option open. You want to go with which? You want to go with who? It's up to you. Are absolutely essential to turn out in order to defeat Trump. But if they're leaning Warren, okay, in case you're super old, you know, I can read this 18-point font for you down at the bottom. I like Elizabeth Warren. In fact, she's my second choice. But here's my concern about her. The people who support her are highly educated, more affluent people who are going to show up and vote Democrat no matter what. She's bringing no new bases into the Democratic Party. We need to turn out disaffected working class voters if we're going to defeat Trump. Couldn't have said it better myself. Easy. And the data backs this up, by the way. This isn't like a unfounded accusation. It's true. That is true. From all the available evidence, that is the case. Now, again, there is no evidence that this is a true hashtag real call script. But if you look at the language here, with the possible exception of Biden, no one's really excited about him. This is a pretty civil script. Like this script is not like, oh, you like Warren? Okay, Pocahontas, friend. Okay, friend of the trees. Do you hear the colors of the wind? Okay, but seriously though, you're fucking dumb. It's like we're not like we're. It's pretty fucking tame. We're not like going all in on this, you know. But in spite of the fact that this is again, I think a fairly milquetoast, reasonable, alleged call script, Warren's campaign actually sent out an email about it. Now that's a big deal, because a ton of people are on Warren's email list. I mean, a lot of people are going to see this. Warren actually sent an email about this unverified, leaked, alleged script full of milquetoast, tame concerns about her presidency. And she sent an email out to millions of people. And here it is. Right here. Last night, we got some disappointing news. Bernie Sanders' campaign is instructing volunteers. Again, this is an alleged piece of information. For a presidential candidate to go off hearsay is, well, it's not good. Is instructing volunteers to dismiss our broad-based, inclusive campaign by saying the people who support Elizabeth are highly educated, more affluent people. When I heard that description, I didn't recognize it. That doesn't describe me or many of the passionate volunteers and organizers I know. This type of attack isn't about disagreeing on issues. It's about dismissing the potency of our grassroots movement. Let's be clear. As a party and as a country, we can't afford to repeat the factionalism of the 2016 primary. To win in November, we need a nominee who can unite a broad coalition of Democrats, who will excite every part of the Democratic Party and inspires more people to join the fight. And then it's like a little campaign contribution incitement. We've got several problems with this. Several problems with this, my friend. Ooh, we got to get into them too. Okay, first of all, putting this email out in response to an alleged call center script, that's fucking insane. Holy shit, check your sources before you go off. For two, calling that an attack? Pretty fucking weak. If you can't stand up to the criticisms in that alleged call script, you can't stand up to Trump. Trump is going to if fucking Warren makes it through the primaries, Trump is going to walk up onto the debate stage wearing a feather hat, and he's going to do the thing, and Warren is going to like break down crying and shit herself on stage, okay? Just evacuate feces in all directions. All right, if she can't handle this, then she can't handle fucking Trump, okay? An ability to deal with like stuff thick-skinned people need to be able to manage. Like, that's a necessity to be able to win this presidency, okay? So that's two. And for three, listen to the tone of this letter, okay? Bernie Sanders said the people who support Elizabeth are highly educated, more affluent. That's not the case. The way she phrases this response is like, Bernie said we're smart and wealthy. Nah, we're all stupid and poor. Like, she could have been like, while we unquestionably, have a highly educated and affluent base to our advocacy, we appeal to a broad, plurality of, but she doesn't say that. She's like, when I heard that description, I didn't recognize it. That doesn't describe me or many of the passionate volunteers and organizers I know. When I see my passionate volunteers and organizers, I see a line of idiots extending endlessly in both directions. Wealth, my dumb fuck supporters couldn't scrounge up 2 cents to give to my movement. Like, the way, the response to this. So we have a terrible thin-skinned response being made immediately because Politico leaked something that may or may not have been actually in some way officially affiliated with the Bernie Sanders campaign, which, even if it was, is like, again, incredibly fucking tame. And of course, later Bernie Sanders comes out and he says, speaking to journalists, Sanders said he had never seen the script and never signed off on it, and blamed the media for blowing up the tension between him and Warren. Elizabeth Warren is a very good friend of mine, he said, before asking people not to judge him not by the content of the script, but the words he himself uses on the campaign. You've heard me give many speeches. Have I ever said one negative word about Elizabeth Warren? Which is true. Bernie is really, really, I'll even go say soft on Elizabeth Warren. Look at the fucking grace with which he handles this, by the way. He doesn't impugn Warren for the horrible fucking decision to legitimize that document by putting an email out about it. He doesn't respond at all to her thin-skinned, defensive reaction. He just, hey, I didn't sign off on that. That's not me. It's not representative of what I say. Soft Bernie. But what love, what tender love he has for his candidates. The thing that bothers me the most about this, by far, like easily bothers me the most about this, is this accusation of divisiveness. We are in the fucking presidential primaries. At what point are we meant to be divisive, if not here? We're choosing a presidential candidate. The issue, though, is the difference between real divisiveness and phony media-inspired divisiveness. This horseshit, this is some bread and circus shit right here, okay? This is some jesters juggling while balancing themselves on striped balls shit, okay? This is some bears wearing funny hat shit. This is nothing. This is a fucking nothing burger. This isn't real divisiveness. Though I admit it speaks poorly of Elizabeth Warren that she would accuse this of being representative of divisiveness in general. But again, we're selecting a fucking presidential candidate. Divisiveness is necessary. And if there is ever going to be a time for divisiveness, I say that divisiveness should be invoked when we are choosing between Bernie fucking Sanderino, okay, the immortal god avatar of leftism, versus a thin-skinned, in my opinion, not faux progressive, but certainly faux, economic progressive, milquetoast Democrat who flies off the handle when she hears that there might be some, highly unsubstantiated evidence concerning Bernie Sanders and how he's running his campaign. I think there's evidence here to fairly legitimize divisiveness to some extent or another. And, thank you, chat, immediately following this horseshit, the media starts pushing this narrative. According to the accounts of 4 people, Warren laid out reasons she believed she'd be a strong candidate. Sanders responded that he did not believe a woman could win. Sanders denied the characterization of the meeting in a statement to CNN. So, immediately following this horseshit, the media starts putting out articles. This is like right now. This article came out less than an hour ago. The media starts putting out articles about how, according to somebody once said that maybe a rumor was heard that possibly somebody once heard Bernie Sanders saying that he didn't believe a woman could win the presidency, in spite of the fact that the dude's been an active feminist for like 80 fucking years. You know, like that's not exactly a surprise to anyone who follows his politics. But look at this. So naturally, Bernie Sanders denies that claim, obviously, and Warren's team won't comment on it. But CNN runs it anyway. Neither team comments on this. Warren's communication director, Kirsten Orthman, declined to comment. Damn, CNN. Just publishing rumors now, huh? Hey, wow, we heard a rumor that in a meeting, Bernie Sanders said a woman to Elizabeth Warren that women can't win the presidency. Should we perhaps fact check this, or maybe get some sort of substantiated evidence, maybe even just a reputable witness? Nah, gotta push that old man sexist Bernie narrative. Gotta push that fake progressive dipshit woke scold on Twitter narrative where we're all jerking ourselves off over how we're not voting for Bernie. Black people ain't having no Bernie. We're voting for a progressive woman of color. Oops, there goes Kamala Harris. Warren will have to do, and there goes Booker. Fuck, we're running out of fucking minority points that we can use to divert from the superior politics of Bernie Sanders. Maybe Tulsi can be a woman of color to them next, Seriously, though, it's genuinely pathetic. This is one of the reasons why I don't do the electoral politics that often, because like this is fucking exhausting, dude. So yeah, right off the back of Warren shit, Tulsi is a woman of color? I mean, technically, right? Isn't Tulsi a woman of color? Hey, again, listen, if you want woke points, if you don't vote for Bernie Sanders, you are, again, an anti-Semite, okay? Just keep that in mind. Just, like, holy shit, CNN fake news, the Warren shit, it's exhausting. I don't know how pundits put up with this. They would never push Tulsi? Well, I would never push Tulsi either, so... Lizzie is Native American Yeah, okay. I forgot. This reminds me in 2016 when Hillary stands were saying that Bernie wrote an article about how women enjoy rape. You know what's really phenomenal? Bernie Sanders has like no drama, no skeletons in his closet. It's fucking wild. Go back into every other candidate. Go back into every other candidate. Yeah, they are still saying that. Every other candidate. Warren was a fucking Republican. That's a skeleton in the closet in and of itself, Tulsi Gabbard has that Modi, that weird, creepy fucking Hindu cult shit, plus her Modi support shit, plus the weird Assad shit, plus her weird fucking like association with more like right wing types, Hillary Clinton's entire history is skeletons in the closet. Yang murdered that child back in 94. There's so much like shit on all of these candidates. There's so much like dirt in the past. Biden is right now raping somebody. Like right. All right, the Yang thing was a joke. Okay, the Yang thing was a joke. Okay, but Biden right now is raping, or if he's not raping someone, he's definitely licking a child somewhere. Like a lollipop, like a child, like perhaps a child's arm. I don't know the details exactly, but it is happening right now. What about Bernie Sanders? Like, what dirt is there on Bernie Sanders? There's fucking nothing. The only shit people ever attack Bernie Sanders over is that fake, like, liberal id-pull shit. Like, we support a woman of color, not a white old man, That's what they tend to get him on. What do Republicans have against him? The crime bill? Republicans don't give a fuck about the crime bill. I agree the crime bill shit was bad, but Republicans don't give a fuck about the crime bill. And that's one of the things that makes Bernie such a strong candidate. When you bring him out there up against Trump, up into the general election stage, he doesn't bring any of that baggage with him. Yeah, they can call him a socialist over and over, but they did that with fucking Obama, too. They did that with Hillary Clinton, too. Yeah, I know Bernie had good reasons to vote for the crime bill. I'm talking about optics. Holy fucking shit, you people. Stay focused, all right? Bernie is just such a strong candidate, and one of the reasons for that is that it's so hard to attack the guy without resorting on these obnoxious fucking lib shit, id poll arguments. I don't agree with everything Bernie Sanders does or says. I don't like protectionist economic arguments. I'm a Bernie Sanders supporter, though. I think he's got real fucking energy. I think he's one of the only legitimate candidates to ever grace the stage over the past, Jesus Christ, fucking couple of decades. Because it really does seem like everything that he says is a product of his personal ideological predilection and not a product of some campaign staffer telling him that this or that or this pulled well, Which is why Buttigieg, which is why Warren, which is why Biden have all flippy-flopped on their fucking Medicare for All stances after the Chad Bernie came out and normalized that talking point back in 2016. Everyone else sliding over them, but then they slide away when their corporate donors tell them, I don't know about that. Warren, are you sure about that one? Are you sure you want to cost the insurance industry billions of dollars by allowing Americans affordable health care? I don't know about that one, Warren. But Chad Bernie stands by his fucking guns, okay? Chad fucking Bernie. And I like that. I like that legitimacy. I like the idea. I like the myth, okay? I love the myth, the Americana dream, that there are politicians out there who are totems of authenticity and integrity, that are strong and principled, and even if I don't agree with them on everything, that I can trust them. Because I don't agree with Bernie on everything. Again, I don't like protectionist economics, but goddamn do I like authenticity. Bernie Sanders 2020, I'm going to do a whole fucking video tonguing Bernie Sanders' taint. In the near future, but for right now, I guess this is what we're doing here. Fucking based ass Bernie Sanders, okay? That's it. That's a whole video, okay? I wrote the damn script.